Okay guys, so I wanted to make this video like Friday and it just didn't happen because morning opening weekends suck for me. Um that said, after about a 3-hour nap and sitting here eating barbecue for a little bit, I finally have the energy to do this. So welcome to what will take the place of the first For Cairne's Sake meeting. So there's not much to really get at. The primary things we want to typically talk about at the meeting is just how to improve forward, what we want to do for this month's marathon, that kind of thing. Now, I'm struggling because my brain's just not working. I guess first thing I would love to ask you guys is what kind of format, what kind of topics do we want to include in future meetings? The month's 8 to 12 hour event is always going to be first priority. Another thing to do is to talk about maybe marketing and what we want to put on the Spreadshirt. Because there are a lot of awesome designs, a lot of awesome cool items that we can put stuff on. So I would love to have you guys' input on that. Someone needs to remind me to give Lacey the actual login information for the Spreadshirt, because I know that you would probably benefit most from that, being the quote-unquote treasurer, when that's actually needed to be happening. As far as any other topics, I can't think of anything else right now. My brain's just fried. But as far as this month's event, I was personally kind of looking at doing maybe a Rust marathon, in which we get a Rust server for the month. Just 1 month have it and let it be. Have one or two of us just keep playing on there every once in a while to kind of police the server. And then keep it up for a month unless people want to help pay for it. I am looking at my funds and don't think I can afford to do that, but it's like $20 for a month to have the server, typically. I'd love to see if Creeper Host, who has been in contact with us since Paul T., who is the head administrator for Creeper Host, was one of the guys that dropped $140. Was the guy who dropped $140 at the end of 1,000 Star Door. And there's unfortunately not a list of games that they support on their website. It's primarily geared towards Minecraft, and I sent him a tweet about this and never really got a response. So hopefully they fix that. I'll have to email him and inquire to see if he actually does Rust and what the pricing would be for that. But I'd love some more suggestions. I would like to do that the first or second week of July, whatever we decide to do. But if you guys can think of any good multiplayer games, if you guys would like to suggest something, the best thing we can do is set up a schedule of some kind, figure out what day we're going to do it, and just, even if most of us can't be there the entire day, if we can just have 1 or 2 people pop in on Skype with whoever's hosting thing, which will probably be me, and just keep the host company. Things we need to consider with these events is whether or not any of us have time to go ahead and set the whole thing up, if we're going to need somebody to take the stream over for a few hours, things like that. Typically, depending on when we host it, if we decide to do a Wednesday thing, I know Levin or Beardy, I'm going to post this video publicly, so I just need to try to remember not to say names that don't need to be said. I apologize. I know, Beardy, you said that you are available on Wednesday evenings typically, so that's always a question. My vote's for Rust. I played it recently and had a lot of fun. Another good vote for something is to do Minecraft. Whenever we do something that needs a server, though, it is something we'll have to leave up for the entire month. So it's something that we have to consider, okay, If we do this, are we going to have people that can police the server to some extent? The thing with a suggestion with Rust would be to go ahead and have a Steam group like I had with the server I was running at one point. Just put a thread in there, make sure people are aware of the Steam group, and say, hey, if there's any issue on the server, post it here so that we can look into it. It's the easiest thing to do, especially if we don't have that many people logging into the server at a time. But that is a suggestion. I'm personally back in love with Rust. I don't want to play more of it. But go ahead and throw your suggestions. Best thing we can do is leave comments here. Leave comments on the Facebook posting for this. And so on and so forth. For that matter, any audience members that are viewing this video, feel free to also leave your suggestions. If you have any cool object ideas that you're aware of that Spreadshirt allows us to put stuff on, throw out that idea. We'd love to create customized prizes that we know that you will buy. Because of course we take that $5 whatever donation or in commission, that's the word I'm looking for, from Spreadshirt, and that will go to helping us fund fund our annual event, fund delivery of prizes, which is something we're going to have a little bit of trouble with this year. Another thing I would like to just go ahead and throw out there is I need someone, and I think I mentioned this on the Facebook group, but I need someone to step up and be my official charity liaison. I forgot to post the tweet today, and of course this is recorded on Sunday. I could post that before I leave and it would still count. But I'm trying to make sure I regularly post, and the liaison could do this too. I'd be happy to throw you the For Cairne's Sake Twitter information and whatever. I guess social media liaison is a good one. Is kind of the same. Would be kind of the same thing. But basically, I want to put it out there under the charity tag on Twitter that we are what we are. We want to support smaller charities, either with donations or awareness, because that's something that really came to light with Able Gamers. Able Gamers is such a big charity, really, but it's so unknown. There are probably a ton of small and yet credible charities out there that really need that awareness more than they need donations. So, if anyone wants to step up and help me keep those tweets going, as well as also help me set up a nice little questionnaire for these charities so that we can get information for them. We did get in contact with Super Capes, which I need to email after I make this video with some questions. I didn't get any questions from you guys on the Facebook group. Please make sure you're paying attention to the Facebook group so that we can have that proper crosstalk we need to make this all work. But I will be asking them a few questions, like basically what Super Capes does is it is a charity based in the UK run by a mom who likes sewing. And with all the stuff that's been happening in the Philippines and such, she decided, well, I'm going to sew some superhero capes to just kind of inject some childhood back into the kids' lives who have been affected by this stuff. And they had a pretty decent event where a lot of people either donated supplies or actually created capes and sent them to her. So I want to inquire as to, how we can best inform people of the charity, how they're going to expand, if they're going to expand outside of the Philippines, or what the plans are for that, and as well as where donations will be going, if she's buying supplies and sending them off to people, if she's giving that money, like reimbursing people for supplies, if she's using it for shipping, so on and so forth for that matter. But any other ideas on questions like that, help me kind of form a defined questionnaire that we can use to help develop, determine credibility with a small charity like that, and see how their influence might spread. Sorry, I am picking barbecue out of my teeth. Trying to think if there's anything else. Also, I don't know, Lacey, if you ever accepted it, but I did try to add you to the members of the For Cairne's Sake Tumblr. So, guys, if you're up for it, let me know. I would be happy to add you guys as admins to the For Cairne's Sake Facebook page, which got severely underutilized because I did not realize that the Twitter to Facebook connection was not working. Someone help remind me to make sure all that's set up. I can just set it up through Tumblr. But I'll be happy to add you to admin to that page. I'll be happy to add you to members of the For Cairne's Sake group, and also share the Twitter login information to team members at least. Again, video is public. Audience members, feel free to chime in with any comments or suggestions of your own. We'd love that. Part of the reason I want to always make meeting videos public, either whether I make a video myself or whether or not we end up actually doing a live stream or something, is so that you guys can see what we're doing with what we're doing. Hopefully in the future I'll be able to, once the Spreadshirt has kind of been more informed towards people and more people are kind of interacting with it and saying, hey, here's some suggestions, hey, I bought this shirt, etc., 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 we can have Lacey talk about that. But yeah, guys, if you have an idea of something you guys want to do to help everything along, if you want to step up as the social media liaison, if you want to step up specifically as a charity liaison, let me know. Let's get this all set up. Please pay attention to the Facebook group so that we can properly communicate. If I need to add you guys on Skype or something else so that it's more reliable to interact with you, let me know. But right now, the best means of communication we have is the Facebook group. And I just need people to pay attention and respond in a timely manner when I post something. Other than that, I think that's everything I really wanted to mention. Let's get some ideas for that event. I would like to do that like I said, the first or second weekend of July. That said, July 5th, the Able Gamers are doing a 24-hour event, so I'd love to throw some support at them. So maybe July 9th or 12th would be best for that. I think I'm closing this weekend, so I'll be opening on the 5th and closing on the 12th, which would be better for me as far as starting an event and then handing it off to somebody if we were doing it on the weekend. Anyway, throw some ideas out, throw some comments. Let's communicate and keep this going, because I really want to. It benefits us the most if we can get these active interactions and active events going monthly, because it will build our audience and it will equal up to more donations to charity, not only throughout the year, but for our major events. So the bigger audience we can build throughout the year, the more money we can raise for charity at that 48-hour event next year. Anyway, that's it for the meeting. Leave comments for anything you have to suggest, either on the Facebook group or on the video itself. And please be mindful of audience comments in the comments section below. Audience or viewers or whatever. For anyone who does not know, I am Farinox, the project coordinator of For Cairne's Sake. This is the For Cairne's Sake YouTube channel, which is very underutilized, but will host soon more highlights. I need to get back on that. But we are a small charity organization that organizes charity gaming events similar to things like Mario Marathon, although significantly less polished, where we raise money and awareness for charity. Every year we do a 48-hour event where we play a bunch of games and raise a lot more money than we would on a regular 8 to 10 hour event, but we do hope to continue hosting monthly events to just kind of get you guys involved and to kind of just draw more people in for those big events. On the weekend of June 5th, no, sorry, I'm having issues with my little calendar here. The weekend of June 7th, we did raise $700 for the Able Gamers Foundation, and in the past we've raised a little more than that $700 for Child's Play. So if you're interested, feel free to throw us a subscription, like the video. We would love to continue informing you on what's going on in the future. That's it, guys. Cutting the video now. Leave what comments you need necessary, and let's continue to communicate and make this happen.